Welcome back everyone to the RC Files, and today I'm going to teach you how to clean your Traxxas car. Now this particular car here is the TRX4, and I just got back in from running through some pretty deep mud, and yeah, let's get into it. Now the first thing that I like to do is I like to take the tires off. You can take the tires off first, or you can hose it off first. It doesn't really matter. I just like to take the tires off first just so I can do each part separate. Alrighty, so now that the tires are off, I'm gonna go and just rinse it off with some hose water. Now I don't like to get the hose water at a high pressure. I like to use the shower nozzle, just so it doesn't force any of the dirt into the cracks or the bearings or anything that the dirt isn't supposed to be in. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to spray it off with some hose water, just trying to get the very heavy stuff off. Then we'll get the underside also. Alrighty, so the second thing that I like to do is I will get some simple green, just the normal concentrate will work, and you just water it down in a spray bottle, and I'll just spray it on very broadly on everything. The axles and on the underside. I figure if I use too much, that's okay, but if I use too less, I'll have to do this 2 or 3 times. It's not the end of the world if you do it 2 or 3 times, I just don't like to wait. Alrighty, so now we're gonna let it set for about 30 seconds to a minute to let the simple green work, and then we will brush it down. Alrighty, now that the simple green has had some time to set, we're just gonna get a very soft bristle brush, just kind of brush everything down. I did get this brush wet before I brushed everything down, just so I wouldn't scratch anything. And then we're gonna rinse it off once again just to get all the simple green off. The inside of the bumpers is also a very good place for dirt to hide. You want to make sure you rinse that out very thoroughly. Got a leaf here. And flip it over and do the same to the underside, making sure you get the inside of the bumpers, and then right in between the portal housing and the drive shaft, right where that bearing is. If you don't get the dirt off, using brake cleaner works just as well, or contact cleaner or other sorts, but I did find brake cleaner works the best to getting the dirt and grime off of bearings. Alrighty, now that we're done with using the simple green, we will get some WD-40 to make sure that the plastic looks nice and new when we're done. So we'll spray that over everything. I also think it smells kind of nice when it's done. I like the smell of WD-40. Alright, we'll let that sit for about a minute just to get in everything, and then we'll rinse it off. Alrighty, now that we've let the WD-40 sit, we're going to rinse it off the same as we did the Simple Green, making sure we get all of the hard to reach, or all the little nooks and crannies and in the bumpers where dirt likes to hide, and making sure you get all of the excess WD-40 off. Just a little film of it on the plastic. Alrighty, and now we're done cleaning the chassis and electronics of our car. Now we're going to move on to the tires. Alrighty, what we're going to work on next is the tires. So I'm just going to rinse them off, just like we did the chassis. Spray them with some Simple Green. And then let that set for about 30 seconds to a minute. And then we're going to wash it off with our brush. Alright, we're going to use the same wet, soft bristle brush as we did with the car. We're just going to get it in all of the inside the wheel where dirt likes to hide, just so we don't get the dirt that goes in the holes, and so it doesn't go and seep into the foam inside. We're just going to continue this and then just rinse it off. We're going to do the same to the last three. So now that all four of our tires are clean and the car is clean, we're going to work on our battery. Now I personally don't like to spray water directly onto the battery, so I'll just wet a rag and just wipe all four sides of it down, just because I'm always afraid of getting dirt in the connector, and we'll need to rinse the bag or the rag off again. There's a clean, new looking battery. Alrighty, so the next thing would be to use an air compressor and dry everything off, because if you just leave the water on and let it air dry, the screws will rust on it. That is one thing I don't like about Traxxas vehicles, but it's not the end of the world if you just have to air dry it. So we'll air dry the car and all of the tires. And that is how you clean your Traxxas vehicle. If you guys like this kind of video, please like and subscribe and hit the little bell icon so you can get notified whenever I put out a new video. Thanks for watching. See ya.